Welcome to the Mobiso training video on customizing application prompts and settings. This video will cover the most common settings that are used to customize the behavior of the Mobiso application. The out-of-the-box settings of the default application are sufficient to get the application up and running to test with, but you will probably want to tweak the settings for your environment. You may want to change the prompts that get played, and you will want to set the operator number correctly for your environment. The failed phone number is used when a call session runs into an issue, such as too many retries due to the system not being able to understand what the person is saying. The system will loop through the prompts only so many times before the system will transfer the call to the failed phone number. This prevents the person from being stuck in an endless loop and never being able to get out and talk with someone. The play phone number setting is used to indicate if the phone number that the person is being transferred to will be spoken back to them before the transfer. There are day, night, weekend, and holiday sections that include welcome prompts, operator numbers, and the route failed calls to operator and play phone number settings. All of these settings get used for that particular operating mode. Normal operation of the application is in day mode. However, if you would like to play a different prompt during the evening, you can select a different welcome prompt, and then you need to activate nighttime mode. This is done by setting the start and end time for the nighttime hours. If your normal business hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., you would set the nighttime start time at 5 p.m. and the end time at 8 a.m. Weekends are Saturday and Sunday. To enable weekend mode, click the Use checkbox to enable weekend mode for the application. Nighttime prompts are not played on the weekends if weekend mode is enabled. Holiday mode is also enabled with the Use checkbox. Holidays are configured on the system by setting the date of the holiday on the Call Processing Holidays page. If the application has holiday mode enabled, and the current day matches a day that you have configured as a holiday on the Holidays page, the application will then answer with the holiday prompts. If you have weekend and holiday enabled, the order of precedence is that if a holiday falls on the weekend, the holiday prompts will be used. If you want to upload a custom prompt, you can do this by clicking on the up arrow. Browse to the audio file, which must be in WAV or ULAW format, and enter the text for the prompt into the text box. This way you can identify this prompt in the prompt list. The main prompt can be configured to give the caller more or less information. If you have an internal and an external application, you may want the external application to have a little more information, such as, say the name of the employee or department you wish to reach, since the external caller may not be familiar with the system. However, for your internal application that your employees will use and be familiar with, you may want the system to simply ask, employee name. You can also modify the hold prompt that will be played before transferring a call, the retry prompt, which is played if the system is unable to understand what a person said, as well as the help prompt, which will be played when a caller asks for help. On the Recognition tab, if you have created multiple company directories via the Directory Management Company Directories page, this is where you would select which directory the application will use. Each application can only refer to one company directory, but one company directory can be used by multiple applications. On the Disambiguation tab, if your data contains tiebreakers, you can set a preferred tiebreaker for the application. What this will do is that the preferred tiebreaker will be used to sort names that are returned to the caller. So people with the preferred tiebreaker will be presented first. For example, if your tiebreakers contain the city that people are located in, San Francisco, Boston, and LA, if this application was servicing the Boston office, then you would set the preferred tiebreaker to Boston so that those people would be presented first. Finally, on the other tab, you are able to enable or disable name collect. Name collect is the feature that when an employee calls in and they have a text-to-speech name, they will be asked to record their name so that when a caller asks for them, the caller will hear that person saying their name rather than a text-to-speech voice. You can also set your voicemail access number. This will be used if someone calls into Mobiso and asks for voicemail. There are two ways to create new applications. If you have already customized an application that you want to duplicate, click the Copy button. This will create a copy of the current application for you. All you have to do is give the new application a name and click Save. If you do not want to use the current application as a basis for a new application, click New, and that will load the system defaults into all of the settings for your new application. If you have multiple applications, they will appear in the drop-down box, and you can select them here or navigate between them using the previous next buttons. You can also see which DNIS values are assigned to an application. This concludes the overview of customizing application prompts and settings. For additional information, please refer to the admin guide or any of the other training videos available online.